All right, welcome to Lesson 8, Part 3. This is going to be short and sweet. This is just going over the chords. So this is on page 23 in your books. We have a couple new chords. Two are not new, but their form is different. So we'll get to those when we get to them. Let's start with an E minor chord, which is just starting. You have to have a bass E as part of the chord. You put your second finger on the second string of A, and then you put your third finger right there, so they're going to cross over. And again, you want to be as close to the fret as you can. And this one, you're actually striking the whole chord, or striking all the strings. It's minor because you're dropped what's called a third. So an E chord sounds a little brighter, but an E minor chord, which is more common for some songs, is this way. And you might be grateful because it's easier, but remember, it's your second and third finger. Strike all those strings. If you're muting them, make sure you're rounding your finger, not crushing the mouse there, right? There you go. Okay, now you have learned a C where we just play these top three strings like this as a C. Well, now to play a full C chord, we're going to add a little something extra. And I know some of you already know this, but we start with our third finger on our A string, and that's actually a C. Your second finger, my second finger on the D string, okay? And you put it on the second fret, behind the second fret, and then that first finger, like we've done, is back on the B string. So it's C, C. You hear it? So this is an E. That's an E note. So a C chord is consisted of C, E, G. That's the C chord, and then all the rest are just on top. An E minor chord, just I didn't tell you what the chord is made up of, is an E, and it is a B, and then another E, and then a G, and then just the rest you repeat some of those notes again. So that's E minor, E, G, B. Okay, our last chord that we're going to do is one that we've also done in part, a G. So we've done it before where it's just these top three. Now we're going to make this form. So you take your second finger and you put it on the E string at the third fret, your second finger on the A string, so you're making a B right here, and then your third finger right here. Now I kind of like to do it where I put my third finger down. I just think that has a brighter sound, but in general, this is a typical G. So this will be common. You could, this is the typical way that people do it. I sometimes do it like this. So I don't see anything wrong with that. So third, second, and then third finger here. But as the book says, it's second, first, third. I just like to do it like this because it's easier to switch. And on an E minor for good measure. Okay, all right, you practice that up, and let's see how you do. Thanks.